I will say one thing which is very important and reason we must remain who we are. This Tinubu government will make it so easy to let a revolution happen in Nigeria. You'll be surprised. Because, yes, I'm serious. Because it's as if it's a blessing in disguise for a revolutionary Nigeria. He will be moving from mistake to mistake to the point that the people will have no option than to join hands and push all of them out. You can go and quote me anywhere. There's all these ones that people are looking around now. They think people are stupid. People are not stupid. People are just watching. One day you put them to the wall and they will push back. Because there is suffering in this country right now. It's not. I think there was even an APC boy, influencer, that I was saying today, that even himself, with all their 2,000 naira data boys, they are suffering. They are not even getting their 2,000 naira. Because the amount of money they used to pay them to insult people on Twitter is not any longer enough to do transportation, to go back to where they stay. Even them, they can't buy fuel. They can't afford the kind of life that's been imposed by the Tinubu regime in Nigeria. And the regime is having fun. The number of trucks of fuel smuggled is nothing. The problem with this subsidy is that people that are known by the government are the ones stealing subsidy money. I watched an interview by a former governor of Bauchi State, Isha Yuguda. I call him Isha Jaguda. He said it, that there is one person who was involved in subsidy scam. That the man came, I'm quoting him verbatim, and called the president and said, Mr. President, I'm tired of stealing. Remove subsidy. If I'm the president of Nigeria, you tell me you are tired of stealing, you will take me to where you are stealing. You cannot leave. Oh. You are going to sleep in the police station that night. And the police must take you, the DS, everybody will take you to one show where you are, how much you are stealing. How can somebody come to the president's office and tell the president that he's tired of stealing? And you let him go? Exactly. So, they are all lying that subsidy is not good for the Nigerian economy. What we have realized, based on one thing I posted on Twitter, I think there was a guy that analyzed it. If you go to my Twitter page, it's still there. Each time they remove subsidy, the Nigerian economy enters into a recession. Do you know why? 80% of Nigerian economic system is run by you and me, the informal sector. The moment there's a dislocation that destroys our ability to run our small businesses, millions of people lose jobs. Now, if you enter Uber or Bolt, they will tell you that they cannot fill their tanks anymore. But that's not the issue. There is something new about those who are importing fuel. They are importing substandard fuel into the country that is burnt faster than the normal fuel. That is what they want to do. And I'm sure, apart from the fact that it evaporates faster, it's also destroying your engine. So you're automatically going to enter into recession. And as that guy rightly put it, the reason why they took away subsidy is that subsidy is the only thing that Nigerians enjoy that they themselves, they are following it up. You can tell how much is subsidy, but you cannot tell how much will be applied elsewhere. Since they removed subsidy, which roads have they constructed? They didn't even pay salary of NYC and some other. So you would expect that because they remove subsidy, everywhere there should be light, everywhere the roads should be shining, there will be employment. Nothing has changed in Nigeria since they removed subsidy. The only thing that removal of subsidy has brought is hardship and suffering for our people. And that is why to say we are different. When people tell us, oh, maybe you should have worked with some of these political parties, we are different from them. All the major political parties, as they call themselves, were all going to remove subsidy. So if you voted for Atiku, subsidy would have been removed by now. If you voted for Peter Obi, subsidy would have been removed by now. If you voted for Atiku, they would have floated the naira by now. Maybe naira will even be 1,000. If you voted for Obi, they would have floated the naira for now because they are not interested in Nigerian people. They are interested in the foreigner. But when the country doesn't work, we are the ones that all of them call upon. If this country, if there's something wrong today, and there's nobody to fight. Even Tokwe will go and say, what is Sowore people doing now? If Tokwe gets illegally arrested, he will not call a lawyer first. He will call me first. I'm telling you. There was a comrade of ours who was arrested by police the other day, Abdul Mahmoud. When he was arrested, everybody was calling me. They have arrested Abdul Mahmoud. In fact, I tweeted from the toilet that they should release him. Because we are the ones who have the moral authority in this country to command the government to do what is right, whether they like it or not, whether they like us or not. So we must continue to sustain our energy, our focus and respect. It's very important. We have discussed what we will do for the country. There is nothing that I said in 2023 that has not come to pass since 2019. On the issue of refineries, look at Tokwe, he's saying that you need to give private sector refinery. Didn't it really help Dangote to build his refinery? By investing 2.5 to 2.7 billion dollars in his own refinery. How can you help somebody to build refinery and you cannot repair your own? The money that Dangote used in building his refinery came from the same NNPC they claim cannot manage refineries. So where did the NNPC get the money from to invest in Dangote's refinery? And Dangote has different exchange rates. His own is different from the one that Malams are selling.
This is a throwback of Omoyele's speech. I think it was 2023 when he said that Tinubu's government will make it easier for a revolutionary Nigeria. And I was thinking about this today. I was like, no, he said something about this a while back. I just needed to look for it. I wanted to hear what he said, when he said that, because I was thinking about the hardship in the country and considering the fact that we're currently doing a 30-day rant challenge. So I thought, why don't you look for that video? Because I could remember he did something like, he said something like that. So I went to go look for the video. So here it is. So if you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe to help us keep pushing for the kind of change you and I want to see in our country. For all of my other listeners people who've been watching these videos, our content on this channel, that are not yet subscribed, please do so. Subscribe. Help us move this content to the level of change where we want. We want advocacy all for our nation, and we want awareness. And we are creating that awareness together with other voices, as you know them to be. But we're really creating that awareness about corruption and the effect of corruption in our society, in our civil society, in our judicial society, in our law enforcement, in our government parastatals. We're talking about all these changes that needs to happen. A complete 360 overhaul of everything that Nigeria currently operates on at the moment. So, again, Omoyele Sowore made this statement a while back when he talked about how easy it will be for this Tinubu's government to bring about a revolutionary Nigeria. So the question I want to ask you now is, are we really close to what Omoyele Sowore was more or less prophesying accurately, if you may want to say that, considering the fact that, as I mentioned, hardship is in the country. If you've watched a lot of people who have been ranting about the difficulties they faced in the nation so far, the cost of food, services, commodities, businesses folding, no jobs, the prices of things are not fixed. One moment they're here, the other moment they're there. So the question I'm asking you is, are we really close to this prediction from Sowore? Because he sort of said it. He said there will be a revolution in Nigeria. And he said that Tinubu's government will make it easier for a revolution to happen in Nigeria. So this is the throwback. But so the question is, are we close? Is there ever going to be a revolution in Nigeria? Will there ever be a time where there will be a change in the way we want? It is possible. I'm only asking you guys. For all those who've been following me, and for you who've just listened or meeting me for the first time, what do you think? Can you afford the basic stuff that you normally could afford before? Can you afford to fuel your car to a full tank? Can you afford to go to the store, to the market, and buy a bag of rice or beans or yam? Can you afford it now? The things that you previously could afford, can you afford it? Are you pressed? See, you have to understand that for so many years now, for so long, as far as we can remember, I'm in my adulthood now at the moment, for as far as I can remember, and for as much as I can remember, we've always subsidized for the government. So it is true that the effect of taking away subsidy from fuel has led us into this. This is what you understand when you know somebody is not capable of, running the country. So when a new government gets into power, they need to look at the data first of all and make decisions based on the data. These days, the world is driven by data, so it's called data-driven decision making. And when Tinubu was on his inauguration day, Tinubu said subsidy is gone. That singular statement literally ran Nigeria economy aground. Nigeria just went aground. The economy just collapsed by the single pronouncement of what Tinubu said. By just that singular statement, subsidy is gone. Nigeria's economy went down by that singular statement. That's how you know that somebody hasn't actually done his homework. What do I need to do to fix the nation? Now, moving forward, there have been mistakes after mistakes after mistakes, which obviously is in relation to what Sowore said. He said the government will make it easier for a revolution to happen. Secondly, it will be making mistake after mistake to make life harder and difficult for the people. And the people will get up and say it's time is enough. So it's been mistake after mistakes. Look at it. They were buying private jets. They were buying yachts for the president. They were building, revamping or building a new house for Shetima for 21 trillion when Nigerians are in poverty. And recently, with this reverse kerfuffle that just happened with this illegitimate and illegal suspension of the Rivers Assembly and the government, is this $15,000 or $25,000 bribe for lawmakers? So it's been mistakes after mistakes. And then obviously he mentioned illegal arrest of Nigerians. We've seen that happen with the Inspector General of Police, where every time Nigerians criticize government officials, they get, hunted down and then they get arrested. So what do you think of Omoyele Sowore's statement? Do you think that this idea of Nigeria's 30 days rant is pushing towards this revolutionary Nigeria that Omoyele Sowore has been talking about? I mean, I'm just asking you this question. What is your take? What is your take? What is your thinking about this? Do you think the time is so close to that point where Nigerians have been looking for, saying this difficulty, saying um, this disaster has gone on for too long? There's that challenge that says they should call, as the people run, they're calling Bola Tinubu or terrible president. Do you think this terrible nature of this government is what will lead into this revolution if things are not done or fixed immediately? What do you think? You also think that the corruption that's actually happening in our government parastatal, corruption in the Senate, corruption in the House of Representatives, corruption in our National Assembly and in the executive, do you think, and then also in the judiciary, do you think is pushing us or pushing Nigerians to that level? So that's the question we're sort of asking. But again, like I said from the beginning, this is a throwback of what Omoyele Sowore said a while back about what Tinubu's government will lead to. But as usual, if you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. And leave your comments in the comment section. Let us know what you think. But if you're one of those who've been following us for a while, please subscribe if you've not done that yet. And also let your comments keep coming and share this content with other people. All right. This is part of the 30-day challenge. All right. Let us talk about the problem. This is an avenue. Just put that in the comment section. Have a chat with other people. Let them tell you how things have been for them and how difficult it's been for Nigerians in general. As always, God bless you and catch you up in the next video. Bye bye for now.